Welcome back. Police are investigating a traffic accident that claimed the life of a 29-year-old Caucasian male from Tallahassee, Florida. That accident occurred on Andros early Monday morning. The male was driving a Nissan Juke near the London Bridge off Queens Highway when he collided into a Chevy Express bus driven by a Caucasian female from Canada. He sustained severe injuries and died on scene. This is the 44th traffic fatality for the year, following Monday's early morning accident involving a vehicle and a motorcycle that collided on East Street South right here in New Providence and claimed the life of 2 people. On Monday, the Ministry of Health and Wellness released the latest statistics on the number of dengue fever cases in country. The dengue alert dashboard, dated October 16th, says there are now 206 confirmed cases of dengue fever in country, up from 180 cases as reported on October 5th. The dashboard also shows cases by island, with New Providence having 137 cases, up from 128. Grand Bahama now with 65 cases, up from 49. The Berry Islands, Eleuthera, Abaco, and Exuma, each with just 1 reported case of dengue fever. Once again, the dengue fever hotline is 802-1143. 802-1143. Again, officials are urging you to eliminate all mosquito breeding habitats and take precaution to avoid mosquito bites. 55 new recruits from New Providence and 29 from Grand Bahama were inducted into the Bahamas Customs and Excise Department on Monday morning. Financial Secretary in the Ministry of Finance, Simon Wilson, was the keynote speaker and encouraged the recruits to maintain integrity despite there being some bad apples in the department.
The only way you can function this job if you have a moral compass and you have a strong sense of your own personal integrity. Yes, from day one, you will see officers who don't demonstrate that. You know, I make no excuse for that. That is the reality that we face. You will always find bad apples in any scenario. And it may look like the easier path, but believe me, there is no success along that path. It is very, very important as you embark upon this career, and it could be a 30-year career, it could be a 5-year career, you do it with a sense of integrity. Personal integrity.
The new recruits will begin 6 months of training to prepare them for work. Mr. Wilson also acknowledged the lack of males in the cohort and in the department as a whole. He says there are plans to restructure the requirements to encourage more men to join the ranks.
We want to have a concerted effort to get more males to be interested in the customs department. Obviously, we want a gender balance. It's very important for the department to function properly. Obviously, a part of the plan is to look at our requirements for entry and also to find ways to bring in officers in and move them up to a certain standard. The academic requirements of the department are high, and so it requires some work.
The next cohort of Customs and Excise officers will begin sometime early next year. Government is in the final stages of finalizing paternity DNA testing protocols as a form of proof for citizenship. This much coming from Health Minister Dr. Michael Darville. He says officials are hoping to finalize by the end of the year.
Well, we are trying to accomplish this process this year because while we're preparing this, there are Bahamians under legal ramifications that are waiting diligently in order to have the process completed. And so they're waiting on us to resolve this matter. Once the ruling from the Privy Council came in, it's our responsibility now to have a process that works and work effectively in the country. We have been working on it for some time now. We are just finalizing the agencies that would be involved. And once that's complete, to put the policy together and protocols are pretty straightforward. That would be led by the Attorney General Office. And the Ministry of Health would have some oversight. We believe that 1 or 2 other ministries must also have some oversight because there's certain things that we can provide, but we believe there's some other ministries that may be able to do it better than us. And so this is the finalization of the discussions.
This comes after the Privy Council ruling back in May that all children born in the Bahamas out of wedlock to foreign women and Bahamian men are Bahamian citizens at birth. Meanwhile, before its implementation, Dr. Dowell says there has to be a multi-agency approach to ensure transparency and accountability of the process.
We're still in negotiations between the Royal Bahamas Police Force, the Attorney General Office, and the Ministry of Health. There's three things that we are trying to finalize. Chain of custody, which is very important, certified labs, and lab collections to ensure that the integrity of the process is transparent, it's accountable, and it makes sense. And so next week, we will be having some additional meetings. We're making progress, and we want to finalize DNA testing as a form of proof of citizenship. That has been outlined by the government. So we're working diligently towards it, but the process of chain of command is one of the key things that is essential to ensure accountability and transparency of the process.
In its ruling, the Privy Council has corrected what it determined was a misinterpretation of an important constitutional provision and upheld the 2021 decision of the Court of Appeal, which affirmed the 2020 decision of Supreme Court Justice Ian Winder, now Chief Justice Sir Ian Winder, who found that the use of parents in Article 6 was not an economy of drafting, but intended to convey the biological father or mother of the child unaffected by artificial construct envisioned by Article 14(1). And finally, the University of the Bahamas kicking off its second annual Tourism, Hospitality, Culinary Arts, and Leisure Management Week. They call it the CALM. During the week-long event, hospitality students will embark on a journey of all things Bahamian, with an emphasis about the exceptional contribution the university has made in tourism, hospitality, and culinary arts. During an opening ceremony at UB's Choices Restaurants, where Dean Mario Adderley gave a taste of what students can look forward to.
It's a celebration of tourism, hospitality, and culinary arts here at the University of the Bahamas. This year we come together under the captivating theme, Bahamian Hidden Treasures, Culture and Heritage, embarking on a journey to explore the profound influence that hospitality and tourism have had in shaping our nation's rich cultural tapestry. Our Bahamian islands, scattered like precious jewels across the Caribbean Sea, each hold their unique charm and offerings, from the golden beaches of Grand Bahama to the lush landscapes of Andros, and from the serene shores of Exuma to the historical richness of Eleuthera. Our family islands are indeed a treasure trove waiting to be explored. As we set sail this exciting week, let us also embark on a culinary adventure through our hidden treasures.
Bringing the keynote address was UB alumni and Minister of Labor and Public Service, Pia Glover-Roll, who challenged the bright minds to do the work that is required of them, reminiscing on her time as a hospitality student, saying it was in those very same walls or halls that prepared her for the job she now has as a cabinet minister.
I stand before you today as a Minister of Labor and Public Service, but at my core, I'm a hospitality management major and a hospitality professional, because this is the industry that molded me and equipped me with the skills that I needed to successfully navigate challenges of professional and political life. I studied hospitality management right here, and the career that followed opened the door for my eventual work in human resources, labor, employment law, and advocacy. To make it in this business, you have to have the social and emotional intelligence to thrive in a people-focused environment. There's no one skill you need to thrive. You have to be multi-talented with the range to land on your feet, regardless of the unexpected challenges that will come your way.
There will be a number of events the students will take part in, including cultural tours, authentic Bahamian cooking competitions, all under the theme Bahamas Hidden Treasures, Culture and Heritage. And that'll do it for your JCN Evening News. Once again, I'm Jareno Saunders. Thank you so much for joining us.
This segment of the news has been brought to you by Sun Oil Limited.
News.